15-21 Flagler College Saints will be hosting the 15-21 Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. The Saints are scuffling as of late. Only 2 wins in their last 10 games. However, they remain in second place in the conference in a 3-way tie with North Georgia and Young Harris. This Peach Belt Conference game is ready to go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jordan Fauci, and here are the lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Hurricanes, the shortstop, number 3, Miles Hartfield. The third baseman, number 1, Tyler Skelton. First baseman, number 27, Anthony Angelino. The catcher, number 35, Ray Wazia. The left fielder, number 9, Reed Wright Frazier. The DH, number 26, Bryce Mortillo. The right fielder, number 18, Garrett Brady. The center fielder, number 15, Hunter Foster. And the second baseman, number 7, Matt Mama. For the Saints, around the diamond, in center field, Trey Newland. Left field, Bryce Fitzgerald. Right field, Donovan Garcia. Around the diamond, Jaden Ward at third, Mason Gray at short, Matthew Burke at second, Luke Wellborn at first. On the mound for the Saints is going to be the freshman Seth Wysocki. Wysocki on the year, 3-3, 4.13 ERA. As we await first pitch.
Leading off for the Hurricanes.
Got Miles Hartfield coming up.
3, Miles Hartfield.
Hartfield on the year's batting .258. Got a bit of a mixed crowd here in St. Augustine. Split fairly down the middle. Some of the Georgia Southwestern parents made the trip down to beautiful St. Augustine as that first pitch is fouled down the third base line and out of play. Wysocki's looking for a bounce-back start after a rough outing where he only went 1 1/3 innings against Lander. As that pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2. Had a bit of a rough start, however, against Lander. 3 earned runs in less than 2 innings of work. However, he's been solid throughout the year as that one just misses low for. So he pushed the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way from Seth. Breaking ball's fouled down the third base line and out of play. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wysocki before that was coming off of back-to-back 7-inning appearances. Fortunately, both losses, as that pitch just misses low to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way. Ball hammered down the line and into the bullpen. Count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had a bit of a windy day swirling out in center field as that pitch just misses. Count will be full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wysocki winds and the payoff pitch. Hit into the gap. Coming in and going back out is Bryce Fitzgerald, who corrals that one for the first out of the ball game. With a tough read there from Bryce Fitzgerald. Looks like he blew her off the bat.
Number 1, Tyler Skelton.
He ended up retreating, making the play just like Ashton Thomas usually does for the Saints. Thomas and Miles Colangelo both not in the lineup. Colangelo with a sports hernia and Ashton Thomas out of the lineup. Stepping up to the plate is going to be third baseman Tyler Skelton. Skelton .279 on the year as he watches a first pitch strike. Going to be big for Wysocki to get ahead in these counts and allow him to get into his breaking balls as he delivers the 0-1 pitch, just misses to even the count up at 1 ball and a strike. Pitch is grounded to Mason Gray at short over to first for this an easy out. 2 up, 2 down as Seth Wysocki appears to settle in here early for the Saints.
Now batting the first baseman, number 27, Anthony Angelino.
The senior first baseman, Anthony Angelino, stepping up to the plate for the Hurricanes. Best hitter in the lineup, 319 on the year. Some power behind his bat as well with 6 bombs as he fouls that first pitch back to the backstop. Pitch on the way from Wysocki. Called strike on the inside, low and inside corner. Wysocki's command has looked excellent, very efficient thus far, not throwing a lot of balls. 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside, ball, and 2 strikes would be the count. Wysocki, the transfer from Lake Sumter State College in Leesburg, Florida. He's a Florida native just from Jacksonville Beach up the road as that pitch just misses to even the count. We got 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down in the top of the first inning. Payoff pitch. Hammered up the middle, just out of the reach of Matthew Burke, who's playing up the middle as the Saints have been shifting quite a lot more thus far this season. However, first hit of the game, a little 2-out single from Anthony Angelino.
Gregory Wozniak.
Gregory Wozniak, the junior catcher, stepping up to the plate. The other power threat in the lineup for the Hurricanes, 5 home runs on the season, 25 runs batted in. Small lead for Angelino at first. First pitch is going to be in the dirt, but blocked by the always reliable man behind the dish, John Fiorenza. An absolute wall behind the plate, and his bat has been fantastic as of late as well. 1-0 count now to the Hurricanes catcher. Pitch misses just low. 2 balls, no strikes. On the way, grounded down the line to Ward at third. Throw on to first will be in time, and that will do it for the top of the first. Be back in just a second as Wysocki allows just a 2-out single. No harm, no foul. Be back in just a second with some more Peach Belt Conference baseball action.
Please return all foul balls.
And we are back. Lineup for the Saints: Newland, Gray, Fiorenza, Ward, Wellborn, Burke, Keith, Garcia, and Fitzgerald. Saints looking to get some runs up on the board today. Only one run in their last game, which was a 7-1 loss against
number 22,
Emory Trey Newland, the center fielder, stepping up to the plate to lead it off for the Saints. 266 on the year. The speed threat in center field. Always a threat on the base pass, just needs to start getting on them. Saints bats have gone quiet as of late as he watches a first pitch strike from Jared Donaldson, the senior pitcher for Georgia Southwestern. A 2.58 ERA on the year. In 10 appearances is 6-3 as that pitch is fouled out of play. Quick 0-2 hole for the Saints leadoff man. Payoff pitch on the way from Donaldson. Check swing appealed down the line and no swing. Donaldson did not like that call as he appeared to show a bit of emotion. Thought he had the strikeout there on 3 pitches. However, 1-2 count here to the Saints center fielder. One more pitch, a beautiful breaking ball as Newland goes down swinging. Step up to the plate is going to be the shortstop, number 9, Mason Gray. Gray also a speed threat as both Newland and Gray are at the top of the PBC in stolen bases. Gray on the year is batting .267 as he watches a first pitch ball off the outside part of the plate. One-0 pitch on the way. Grounded to the shortstop Hartfield on to first in time. 2 up, 2 down as the Saints catcher John Fiorenza steps up to the plate. Fiorenza, the reigning Peach Belt Conference player of the week. Fiorenza's bat has been explosive as of late. Just all season he's been extremely consistent, not only on the defensive end but also the offensive end. Batting .357 on the year. As he watches a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. That ball is fouled down the line and into the Saints bullpen. Quick 0-2 hole for Fiorenza. The senior Donaldson has had a breakout senior year as he gets Fiorenza to go down on 3 straight pitches. 3 up, 3 down for the Saints, and that closes the book for the first inning. Back in just a second with some more Peach Belt Conference action and the top of the second inning momentarily.
Queso and chips the same night after a Saints victory. Academy Bus, we know the way. Bailey Group, no matter where you want to go, we'll help you get there. Ameris Bank, savings for the expected or unexpected. Atlantic Dodge, proud supporter of Flagler Athletics. Virgil and Company, find your home today. Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings, Beer, Sports. Carmelo's, delivering old world quality. And Carrabba's, so close you can taste it.
And we are back live here in St. Augustine. A bit of a breeze coming in from center field as the left fielder, Reed Raysdale, steps up to the plate. Ragsdale on the year, batting .264 as he watched the first pitch ball from Seth Wysocki. That pitch just misses a bit low. Close pitch there from Wysocki. 2-0 count to the Hurricanes left fielder. That pitch drops in for a strike. Wysocki, 2-1 pitch. Just catches the outside part of the plate, evening up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch to the Hurricanes left fielder. It's grounded over to Ward at third, on to first, and that will be in time for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 26, Bryce Mortiaro.
Bryce Mortiaro stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter for the Hurricanes. Batting .233 on the year. Freshman's only had 30 at-bats, however, as he watches a first pitch breaking ball that misses low and away. Pitch from Wysocki. Check swing, called strike, evens the count up now at a ball and a strike. That ball is hammered to left field. Back to the wall is Fitzgerald. That one careens off the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Mortillo. Be a one-out double for the Hurricanes' designated hitter. Bit of trouble for Wysocki, as now the right fielder Garrett Bradley steps up to the plate.
Garrett Bradley.
Bradley and Mortiaro, not everyday starters, it appears, for the Hurricanes. Only 38 at-bats for Bradley. Freshman's batting .237 on the year. The .263 slugging percentage, only at .370 on base. First pitch from Wysocki. It's going to be a breaking ball that misses outside. Appeared to be a little bit of a hanging breaking ball from Wysocki on the Mortiaro double. As that ball is corralled behind the plate by John Fiorenza. 2 balls and no strikes to the Hurricanes right fielder. These are big games for both teams, as the middle of the pack for the Peach Belt Conference is extremely tight, as that pitch drops in for a strike. But realistically, only 2 games separate 7th place and 2nd place in the Peach Belt Conference standings. Saints currently hold 2nd place. However, they're in that 3-way tie with North Georgia and Young Harris, with Georgia Southwestern only a game behind them. So this 3-game series at Drysdale Field will be huge for both teams. 3-1 pitch on the way from Wysocki. He's going to drop in for a strike. Bradley thought he had a walk there. You can hear the Georgia Southwestern fans giving it to the umpire on Umpire Appreciation Day of all days. 3-2 pitch on the way from Wysocki, as that one will miss for ball 4. Runners on 2nd and 1st for the 8-hole batter, Hunter Foster. Foster, the center fielder,
Number 15.
center fielder's only batting .206 on the year through 107 at-bats. He has a runner in scoring position with only 1 down. Wysocki's definitely looking for keep the ball on the ground here and possibly roll up that inning-ending double play. Wysocki with the pitch. Misses outside for ball 1. Wysocki winds, and the pitch. Breaking ball is going to be fouled off the end of the bat and over to the Saints dugout. Even up the count now at a ball and a strike. One pitch on the way. Breaking ball is going to be popped into short right field. Wellborn converging, but that one's going to get down at the wall. Garcia, Wellborn, and Burke kind of hit that Bermuda's Triangle in foul territory. It'll be a ball and 2 strikes now to the Hurricanes center fielder. As a couple of guys heading out to the bullpen for the Saints. However, it doesn't look like any action will get stirred at the moment. Foster awaits the pitch. That one will miss to even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some control problems for Wysocki out of the stretch. Not really any threats on the base paths as both guys. As that one is grounded, diving stop from Jaden Ward. He'll get one at third, but no throw across the diamond. Now there's 2 outs for the 9-hole batter. Great play, possibly a run-saving dive there from Jaden Ward.
Matthew Mamadis.
But Matthew Mamadis is going to step up to the plate now. 226 on the year. The junior, through 115 at-bats, has hit 1 home run, couple doubles as well. In a big spot here with 2 down and a runner in scoring position. Back to Jaden Ward, a great diving stop there as he has really emerged at third base as a plus defender. Last year, struggled with the glove, and coming into this year, was in a bit of a platoon with Brad Vondruska. However, Ward's combination of batting prowess and defensive growth has made him an everyday starter. 1-0 pitch on the way from Wysocki. He's going to drop in for a ball. That one just missed a little low. Wysocki did not like that one. Takes an extra second to compose himself on the mound. 2-0 pitch on the way to the second baseman, Matas. So that one is grounded to Ward again. Sliding stop, and the throw on to first will be in time. A bit of a flash of the leather there at the hot corner for Jaden Ward, and the Saints get out of a bit of a jam. Coming back in just a second with the top of the second. This is Peach Belt Conference Baseball, and I am Jordan Fauci. And we are back in St. Augustine for the bottom of the second inning. Coming up to the plate is going to be Jaden Ward, followed by Luke Wellborn and Matthew Burke. Ward in the last half of the inning had two fantastic plays over at third base. Ward with the bat has been dynamite, batting .316 on the year with 3 home runs as he watches a first pitch breaking ball miss high. Couple facts about East starting pitcher Jared Donaldson, as that pitch misses inside as well. Got a nice little write-up on him from the Georgia Southwestern athletic website. His favorite sport to play besides baseball is basketball. His favorite free time activity is throwing the baseball, as that pitch drops in for a strike. Makes sense considering he is a pitcher, and that's pretty much all he's doing is throwing the baseball. His favorite TV show is Impractical Jokers, as that pitch drops in for a strike to even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's an exercise science major, son of Lisa and Mike, and has a brother, Jake, who's 16 years old. Payoff pitch on the way from Donaldson. Can be fouled down the line and out of play. Count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch on the way to the Saints' third baseman. He swung on and missed for the first out of the inning. Luke Wellborn stepping up to the plate for the Saints.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 12, Luke
3 strikeouts through 4 batters for Donaldson as he ties his shoe up on the mound. Efficient start. He is yet to allow a hit. However, Luke Wellborn stepping up to the plate, batting .241 on the year, with 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. As that pitch misses low and inside. A bit of a shift from the Hurricanes, as you have shortstop Hartfield playing a bit more up the middle, along with Mamatas, who gets a ground ball here. Throw on to first will be in time. Both teams employing a bit of the shift here. The shift worked out beautifully, as that one was hit pretty much directly to Mamatas for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 3, Matthew Burke.
Now coming up to the plate, it's going to be Matthew Burke, the second baseman, batting .294 on the year. Was scuffling to start the year at the plate, however, has turned it up as of late as he watches a first pitch strike from Donaldson. Burke, a steady presence at second base for the Saints, as he fouls that one back to the backstop. Quick 0-2 hole for the Saints' second baseman. Pitch from Donaldson's going to miss outside. Right side of the infield for the Hurricanes. Thought that was strike 3, started walking in. However, the count will be a ball and 2 strikes. That one is grounded to the shortstop Hartsfield. Throw on to first will not be in time as Burke legs that one out for the first hit of the ball game for the Saints. Tyler Keith, the senior catcher, who's batting in the DH slot today. Batting .241 on the year, 13 RBIs, 2 homers, has platooned a little as the backup catcher and also in that DH spot as well for the Saints. Has an opportunity here with the runner on first runner of the ball game for the Saints, as he watches a first pitch in the dirt. Burke doesn't steal often, however, is a very intelligent base runner. Both of his steals on the year have been perfectly timed up as he looks to get a read here. As that breaking ball, beauty of a breaking ball, drops in for the first strike of the at-bat to even the count now at a ball and a strike. Jared Donaldson, the starting pitcher's favorite athlete, Chipper Jones, the longtime and Hall of Fame third baseman for the Atlanta Braves. Two-one count now to the Saints' designated hitter. That pitch just gets the top of the strike zone to even up the count now. We got twos all across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with a runner on first in Matthew Burke for the Saints. That ball gets away from the catcher as Burke will easily come in to second base on, but we're going to rule as a wild pitch. Count will now be full, and Burke will have a head start from second base as there are three balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Saints' designated hitter. Donaldson comes set. Pitch to Keith, swung on and missed for Donaldson's 4th strikeout of the game. After 2 innings, we got a 0-0 ball game at Drysdale Field. Back in just a second with the top of the 3rd inning. This is Jordan Fauci on Peach Belt Conference Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to Banking Forward. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Pizza Alley's Chianti Room for the true Italian food connoisseur. Capital Financial Strategies, a full-service financial company serving North Florida and South Georgia. Coldwell Banker Premier Realty, fulfilling the dream of homes since 1906. Evans Automotive, quality work at a fair price. Fish Bites, set the hook. And 5-Star Pizza, bigger, better, faster.
Looks like our umpire's a little banged up. And we are back for the top of the 3rd inning. Scott Harris, the home plate umpire, getting worked on by the athletic trainers for both the Hurricanes and the Saints. Here's a bit of his padding on the right shoulder came off. But the top of the lineup coming back around for the Hurricanes. Hartfield, Skelton, and Angelino due to bat here in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch from Wysocki is going to miss high and outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way. Hammered down the line and foul to even up the count now to ball and a strike. Hartsfield, the transfer from Arizona Western, watches a ball low and inside to make the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch misses just inside as well. Push the count now to a 3 balls and 1 strike. Hartsfield 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to Bryce Fitzgerald in the top of the 1st as he gets that one up the middle. Dive from Burke to no avail as that one scoots into right field for a single. And a leadoff single at that for the Hurricanes. They have a runner on first now with Tyler Skelton stepping up to the dish. The 3rd baseman's 0 for 1 on the day. No home runs on the year, 8 doubles, slugging percentage of .338. Wysocki would love if he could get a repeat of that first at-bat. The ground ball to the shortstop as that one's hammered up the middle, off the base. Unlucky from the Saints as the runner, Hartsfield, slipped trying to throw on the brakes as he tried to maybe stretch that into a first or third, threw on the brakes, slid, got back just in time, and that's going to be back-to-back singles for the Hurricanes as
Now batting the first baseman,
Anthony Angelino, steps up. Angelino had a single for the first hit of the ball game back in the top of the first inning. A couple of singles for the Hurricanes, and Seth Wysocki's in a bit of trouble with runners on second and first and no outs as he balks on a throw back to Matthew Burke. Cost a mistake there for the Saints as runners will now be on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position for the best hitter on this Hurricanes team. Wysocki crossed up a little bit. Hartsfield only stolen 3 bases on the year through 5 attempts. And he didn't have that big of a lead. Confusing decision there from the freshman right-hander for the Saints. Wysocki sets, and the pitch is hammered into left field. However, it's right to Bryce Fitzgerald. The throw will not be in time as we have a 1-0 ball game as the Hurricanes take the lead. Hard hit ball turns into a sacrifice fly for Angelino. The appeal to third base maybe left a little early to no avail.
Now batting the catcher, number 35, Gregory Wozniak.
Gregory Wozniak stepping up now for the Hurricanes. Wozniak grounded out to Jaden Ward back in the first inning. There's a runner on second for him with 1 down. Pitch on the way, and that one is hit into short right field. Garcia makes the play out in right. However, the throw behind the runner at second will not be in time. 2 outs now for Reed Ragsdale, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1 on the day.
Reed Ragsdale.
Pitch from Wysocki. It's fouled back to the backstop for first strike of the at-bat. The junior was a transfer from Andrew College. The native of Americus, Georgia, stands 5'10". Count will be 1 ball and 1 strike. That one is popped up to Jaden Ward at third. Should be the third out and will be. Hurricanes get 1 after 2 back-to-back singles. Leave a runner on second base. However, Saints get out of it, only allowing 1 run. Back in just a second with the bottom of the third inning. welcome back for the bottom of the third inning in this Peach Belt Conference matchup between Flagler College Saints and the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. Donovan Garcia stepping up to the dish for the Saints, followed by Bryce Fitzgerald and Trey Newland. Garcia has been in and out of the lineup. Comes in today for Miles Colangelo, who suffered a hernia as that ball is grounded to the third baseman. Quick first out, 1 pitch, 1 out for Jared Donaldson and the Hurricanes. But the hernia from Miles Colangelo, he had a tough time for the Saints. He had been hitting the ball extremely well as the freshman Bryce Fitzgerald steps up. Loves a stirrup look from Bryce Fitzgerald. It's great to see stirrup still kicking. First pitch to Fitzgerald. He lays down a bunt down the first base line. Way too easy of a play for the first baseman, Angelino. Strange to see a bunt for a hit go down the first base line. Usually that would be sent down the third base line, making it a bit easier of a play, making it a bit more difficult of a play. However, quick 2 outs for Jared Donaldson. Trey Newland, the leadoff man for the Saints, stepping up 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout to lead off the game. He shows bunt as well, pulls back, but that'll be a strike nonetheless. Second pitch swung on and fouled back to the glove of the catcher, Wozniak. 0-2 count for the Saints center fielder. Swung on and grounded down third base line. Foul. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, as Jared Donaldson is pitching one heck of a ball game thus far, only allowing 1 hit, has kept the Saints batters at bay. That ball is grounded down the third base line to Skelton. Throw on to first will be in time. 1-2-3 inning for the Saints.
After 3 innings, the Hurricanes.
After 3 innings, Hurricanes lead 1-0. Be back in just a second with the top of the 4th inning.
Leading off for the Hurricanes.
And we are back for the top of the 4th inning. Bryce Mortiaro leading it off for the Hurricanes, followed by Garrett Brady and Hunter Foster. Mortiaro hit that leadoff double, that double back in the 2nd inning. A couple facts about Mortiaro. Favorite TV show, Entourage. Great TV show in Entourage. He watches 2 quick balls from Seth Wysocki. Favorite athlete of all time is Derek Jeter, as the 2-0 pitch is on the way from Wysocki. Drops in for a strike. That pitch is popped up into short left field. Mason Gray underneath it and will make the catch. 1 up, 1 down as Wysocki gets the leadoff batter to go down on 4 pitches.
Now batting the right fielder, number 18, Garrett Bradley.
Garrett Bradley up to the dish now. Drew a walk in his first at bat as he grounds that one to Luke Wellborn at first. 1 pitch and another out for Seth Wysocki. Center fielder Hunter Foster.
The center fielder, number 15, Hunter
is
Foster.
batting now. Foster on the year, batting .206 through 107 at-bats, only 11 RBIs, a .348 on base percentage. He's 0 for 1 on the day as he shows bunt, pulls it back. However, that'll be a strike anyway. A 1 pitch from Wysocki. Drops in for a ball, just misses on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Hurricanes center fielder. Pitch misses just low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 pitch is fouled back and out of play over the bleachers here at Drysdale Field. We got 2s across the board in the top of the 4th inning. Payoff pitch on the way from Wysocki is poked into right field. Garcia underneath makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Hurricanes. Saints coming back around in the bottom of the 4th inning, looking to put up some runs and tie this ball game as they are down 1-0 through 4.5 innings. And we are back for the bottom of the 4th inning. Gray, Fiorenza, and Ward due to bat for the Saints, who've only mustered 1 hit thus far. However, second time through the lineup, Saints looking for some better contact, as that one is grounded to the shortstop Hartsfield. Throwing to first will just be in time as Mason Gray was flying down the base path for the first out of the inning.
Now batting,
John Fiorenza stepping up to the plate. Fiorenza, the senior catcher, has been fantastic this season. Reigning Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. As he hits that one, he's going to get down for a single. No extra bases for Fiorenza as he throws on the brakes rounding first. But a 1-out single for the Saints senior backstop.
now batting, the 3rd baseman, number 11, Jaden Ward.
Bit of life for the Saints bats with Fiorenza on first and Jaden Ward now up to the plate. Ward 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. However, he's always dangerous with the bat in his hands. Ball's in the dirt. No advance from Fiorenza. Fiorenza without a stolen base on the year. Not the most fleet of foot. One-0 pitch to Ward is hammered to left field. However, the left fielder Ragsdale will be underneath that one for second out of the inning. Ward got a hold of that one, just didn't get enough air underneath it, as that was a loud second out. As the Saints bats heating up a little. Can't get too mad about making solid contact with the ball like that. That's just the way baseball goes sometimes. Luke Wellborn, the first baseman, up to bat now. He swings through a first pitch breaking ball for strike one. A 1 pitch on the way, misses outside. Even up the count now at a ball and a strike. Donaldson comes set. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed as Wellborn's been ahead of 2 breaking balls. Two strikes, 2 outs for the Saints. As 3 straight breaking balls gets the Saints first baseman to go down swinging. Saints get a hit, but no runs as they still trail 1-0 after 4 innings. This is Jordan Fauci on the Peach Belt Conference Broadcasting Network. Be back in just a second with the top of the 5th inning.
23 Burger House, grillin' and chillin'. Pink Stork, the wellness brand for women. VIP Printing, achieve your marketing goal. Homes of Raquel Business Interiors, make space for more. Ray's Tire and Service, for all your heavy-duty and commercial vehicle needs. Salt Life, eat, drink, and be salty. St. Augustine Inn, Flagler College Athletics official hotel. And Sonny's, local pitmaster since '68. We don't just serve barbecue, we are barbecue. Leading off for the Hurricanes, the second baseman, number 7, Matthew Mamatis.
And we are back with the top of the 5th inning. Matthew Mamatis leading off for the Hurricanes, followed by Hartsfield and Skelton. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. Matthew Mamatis, the redshirt junior from McDonough, Georgia, swings through that pitch for a strike. Even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. His favorite movie is Step Brothers. Played in all 20 games last year with 77 at-bats as he hammers that one to the shortstop, Mason Gray, on a line for the first out of the inning. Top of the lineup coming back up for their 3rd at-bats of the game. Miles Hartfield stepping to the dish now. 1 for 2 on the day, came around to score the only run of the day for the Hurricanes. First pitch from Wysocki misses outside. Second pitch also misses outside as Fiorenza pitch from Wysocki fouled to the third base side dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Hurricanes' second baseman. His favorite athlete is Javier Baez. That is, we're talking about Matthew Mamatis, the second baseman for the Hurricanes. He watches another pitch miss outside. Count will be 3 balls and 1 strike. Mistake. This is Miles Hartfield up at the plate with the 3-1 count. Check swing. However, he did offer at that one. Count will be full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Wysocki is hammered to deep center field. Newland on the track, crashes into the wall, but makes the catch. It's not a nice wall to smash into out in center field, but it appears Newland's okay. 2 up, 2 down as Wysocki points out to the young center fielder Newland. Tip of the cap as he took the brunt of the force from the wall there out in deep center field. Third baseman Tyler Skelton due to bat. 1 for 2 on the day, had single back into the third inning. Pitch from Wysocki. Drops in for a strike. That pitch is popped up down the first base side and is going to get out of play. Skelton, the red shirt junior, red shirt senior, my mistake. He's appeared in 19 games last year, 68 at-bats, 14 hits, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. Hasn't been able to knock one out of the park yet this season through 136 at-bats. It's in an 0-2 hole as the payoff pitch from Wysocki is hit into short left field. Coming on is Fitzgerald. He'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Hurricanes as Wysocki has gotten into a bit of a groove here, retiring his last 7 batters, my mistake. Be back in just a second with the bottom of the 5th inning here at Drysdale Field. And we are back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Saints still trail by 1. Burke, Keith Garcia due to bat. Burke, one of the 2 Saints today to get a hit. He had that first hit of the ball game for the Saints all the way back in the 3rd inning. Had that leadoff single. So that one is hammered down the line in left. That will get just foul. Would have been extra bases. A bit of bad luck there for the Saints second baseman. No balls, one strike to Burke as he hits that one to center field. Coming on is Foster, who makes a diving, sliding hybrid catch to retire Burke. Great play out in center field from Foster. Couldn't go all the way into the dive, kind of a two-knee slide to retire Burke. Tyler Keith stepping up to the plate now. Keith 0 for 1 with a K back in the second inning. First pitch from Donaldson drops in for a strike. Donaldson only 2 hits through 4 complete innings, 4 1/3 innings of work. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. 0-2 hole for the Saints designated hitter. Payoff pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Mamatas. On to first for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for the Saints as the right fielder Donovan Garcia steps up.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 1, Donovan Garcia.
Garcia watches a first pitch miss high. Garcia on the year, batting .219, only 105 at-bats for the platoon man out in right. 1 triple on the year, 8 doubles as he watches another pitch miss high from Donaldson. Back-to-back high pitches from the senior ace for the Hurricanes. 2-0 pitch on the way. He's going to find the gap out in right. However, Bradley comes on to make the catch for the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Quick inning of work for Jared Donaldson and the Hurricanes. Be back in just a second with the top of the 6th inning here in St. Augustine. And we are back now for the top of the 6th inning. Anthony Angelino coming up to the plate. Had a single back in the first inning along with that sacrifice fly to score the only run of the game for the Hurricanes in the 3rd inning. Watch his first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Angelino on the year, batting just a tick over .320. as he fouls that one back and out of play down the first base line, my mistake. Angelino, the Deptford, New Jersey native, played in all 20 games last season with 77 at-bats. 23 hits, 1 double, 13 RBIs with a .299 batting average. 2-1 count now to the Hurricanes' first baseman. Wysocki with the pitch. Misses just low for 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 pitch. Popped into short right field. Burke underneath it makes the play, ranging back into his right. Nice play there from Burke for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the catcher, number 35, Gregory Wozniak.
The catcher, Gregory Wozniak, stepping up to bat now for the Hurricanes. 0 for 2 on the day, batting just a shade under .210 on the season. .444 slugging percentage, .317 on base, as he watches a first pitch ball. 1-0 pitch is slapped over the shortstop's head for a single. The 5th hit of the ball game for the Hurricanes. A 1-out single for Gregory Wozniak, his first hit of the ball game.
The left fielder, number 9, Reed Ragsdale.
Reed Ragsdale, the left fielder for the Hurricanes, stepping up now into the box. First pitch misses high from Wysocki. Wozniak has yet to attempt a stolen base. Checking out his possible lower body injury, trainer wanted him to take a couple steps down the line. .1-0 count now to the Hurricanes' left fielder. Pitch drops in on the outside part of the plate for first strike of the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down here in the bottom or top of the 6th inning. Breaking ball hits the top of the zone. Ragsdale swings through it for second strike. 1-2 count now to Hurricanes left fielder. Only 1 batting glove for Ragsdale. Bit of a confusing look only on that bottom hand as he hits a fly ball deep into right field. Garcia makes the play on the warning track for the second out as Wozniak has to retreat back to first base. Bit too high to get out of the park. Bit of a chance there as Wozniak didn't really know where to go. However, Garcia makes the catch, retires the second out of the inning. First pitch to Bryce Mortiaro, the designated hitter, drops in for a strike. Mortiaro 1 for 2 on the day. His last at-bat flew out or popped out to the shortstop, Gray. His first at-bat of the game, however, he did hit a double. 1-1 count now as he gets on a pitch, flies it into center field for Newland, who gets underneath and makes the play for the third out of the inning. 1 hit for the Hurricanes in the top of the 6th inning to no avail. Runner stranded on first as Wysocki has now gotten through 6 innings of work, only allowing 1 run on 5 hits. Be back in just a second with the bottom of the 6th inning here at Drysdale Field in St. Augustine. And we are back now for the bottom of the 6th inning. Fitzgerald due to bat, followed by Newland and Gray. Bryce Fitzgerald, 0 for 1 on the day, has yet to record a hit on the season through 7 at-bats. He's come in quite a lot at the end of ball games at home for the Saints as a defensive replacement out in left field for the usual left fielder, Ashton Thomas. That first pitch to Fitzgerald misses outside. Only the 2nd start of the season for Fitzgerald as he swings through a fastball to even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fitzgerald shows bunt, pops that one up to the 3rd baseman, Skelton. Bit of a scary situation there as Fitzgerald's face was awfully near that ball, got down into the squat to drop down the bunt. Didn't expect the pitch to be quite that high. However, that's the first out of the inning for the Saints. Top of the lineup comes back around as Trey Newland steps into the box. First pitch misses low in the dirt. Saints need to get some base runners going as they only have had 2 hits in the ball game. Those are the only 2 base runners they've had thus far today. As Newland swings through that. Mason Gray over in the on deck circle took a swing there and let go of the bat, sent a bat flying behind the catcher, umpire, and Newland behind home plate as Newland fights that pitch off. Slow roller down the 3rd base. Barehand try to no avail as there was a great stop from the first baseman, Angelino. Skelton came in, corralled the ground ball at 3rd, barehand, tried to make a throw across the diamond. Would have been a hit regardless. Going to put that one in the book as an infield single for the Saints center fielder. Mason Gray stepping up to the plate here. Hope he put some pine tar on his hands. Don't want a repeat of what just happened in the previous Newland at bat. Gray in both at bats is grounded out to the shortstop. Oh, 1 count after that foul ball down the 3rd base line. Trey Newland always a threat to steal a base as Gray swings through a breaking ball. Quick 0-2 count for the Saints shortstop. Trey Newland 15 for 16 in stolen bases this year as Gray Throws a little half swing out there. We call that a sword in the business. Great breaking pitch from Donaldson for the strikeout there. 2 outs now for the Saints catcher, John Fiorenza. Fiorenza 1 for 2 on the day as Newland gets a great jump and will get in easily for the stolen base. It's a good throw from Wozniak as well. However, Trey Newland has game-breaking speed and made it into second base quite easily. Oh, 1 pitch on the way to Fiorenza. Pitch misses in the dirt and outside. Evens up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. No advance from Newland over at second base. Count will be even now, a ball and a strike to the Saints catcher. As Fiorenza swings through a high breaking ball, that will now be a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for the Saints. Best opportunity of the day thus far for the Saints. They got speed at second along with arguably their best hitter in the lineup in Fiorenza at the plate. Fiorenza grounds that one to third base. Bit of a bobble from Skelton. However, the throw will just be in time to beat Fiorenza to the bag as the Saints strand a runner at second. After 6 innings, the Hurricanes lead 1-0 still. Be back in just a second with the top of the 7th inning as Seth Wysocki continues to pitch for the Saints.
For the Hurricanes.
And we are back now for the top of the 7th inning. Garrett Brady, Hunter Foster, and Matt Mamatas due to bat. First pitch from Wysocki misses high and outside. That pitch misses outside as well. That'll be 2 balls and no strikes to the right fielder, Brady. That pitch is smashed right to Matthew Burke. A screaming line drive right to the glove of the Saints second baseman for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the center fielder.
Hunter Foster stepping up to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Foster's only batting just above the Mendoza line at .201 on the year. Abysmal slugging percentage and a not too bad on base percentage, .348 on base, as he watches a first pitch ball. That pitch drops in for a strike to even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss for Foster as well. Count will be now 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Payoff pitch from Wysocki gets the strikeout.
Now batting the second base.
This is Wysocki's first strikeout of the game. The second baseman, Mamatas, up to the plate now. Flushes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Pitch drops in for a strike now to even up the count at a ball and a strike for the Saints. Right-handed. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball just misses on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Mamatas only 5'8" from McDonough, Georgia. As he watches that pitch drop into the strike zone. Got 2s across the board here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As that pitch drops in for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Wysocki as he is through only 7 innings of work, only allowing 1 run on 5 hits. Back in just a second with the bottom of the 7th inning here at Drysdale Field. And we are back. So we got a bit of a pitcher's duel here in St. Augustine. Jared Donaldson threw 6 innings of work, only allowing 3 hits on the day, no runs. On the other side, Seth Wysocki's been no slouch either. Allowed only 1 run all the way back in the 3rd inning on 5 hits. Jaden Ward stepping up to the plate for the Saints. Ward's 0 for 2 on the day as he grounds that one over to the second baseman, Mamatas, for a quick out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jared Donaldson on the mound for the Hurricanes, as Luke Wellborn's coming up to the plate for the Saints, as they got to get the bats going at some point here if they'd like to win this ball game. Pitch from Donaldson misses low for a ball. That pitch drops in for a strike to even up the count now at a ball and 1 strike. Count will be even now for the Saints first baseman as he pops that one up. Will it get out of play down the 3rd base line? And it will. 2 strikes now to the Saints first baseman. Only 63 pitches for Jared Donaldson, been extremely efficient getting the Saints on a couple of first pitch, just not really working late into at-bats as that pitch misses on the outside part of the plate. Even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch grounded to Mamatas at second, corralled, and throw on to first will be in time. Back-to-back ground balls to the second baseman for the Saints. And 2 quick outs as Matthew Burke's coming up.
Now batting.
Burke,
Second baseman, number 3.
1 for 2 on the day, has hit the ball hard in every at-bat. He had that single all the way back in the second inning. But back in the 5th, he had that very hard hit ball down the line as he watched a first pitch strike that just got fouled. Would have been extra bases for the Saints second baseman. And then got on another ball and hammered it into the gap out in right center. But a great diving catch as that ball is grounded to the shortstop. That ball is going to get through for Matthew Burke. He'll end up on first. Are we going to put that one down as a hit? That will be a hit for Matthew Burke. Put that ground ball in the perfect spot. Would have beat the throw anyway if Hartsfield would have been able to make the play. Saints got a runner on first now for Tyler Keith, who's 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch from Donaldson drops in for a strike. That ball is hammered down the first base line. Diving stop from Angelino. Great defensive play for the Hurricanes first baseman to retire the side. After 7 full innings, Hurricanes still lead by 1. Be back in just a second with the top of the 8th inning. And we are back now for the top of the 8th inning. Pitch and change for the Saints as Seth Wysocki goes 7 innings, only allowing 1 run on 5 hits.
Number 3, Miles Hartsfield.
Number 30, Dylan Faulkner coming into the game for the Saints. The left-hander, through 9 appearances, has a 7 earned run average. 2 saves on the year, however. 21 earned runs for the lefty through 27 innings of work. 40 strikeouts, however. Batters are hitting .304 against Faulkner as that pitch is hit into shallow left field. Will get down for a leadoff single. That was Miles Hartfield who hit the single, by the way.
Tyler Skelton.
Third baseman Tyler Skelton stepping up to the plate now. 1 for 3 on the day, had that single back in the third inning. Bunt is shown. Back pick from Fiorenza. Tag will not be in time. The throw beat Hartsfield back to the bag. However, Wellborn couldn't slap the tag on in time. No outs, runner on first with no balls and 1 strike to the Hurricanes' third baseman. Bunt shown, offered at and missed as Skelton now falls into an 0-2 hole. Ward still playing just a shade in on the grass with artificial turf here at Drysdale Field. 0-2 pitch on the way from Faulkner. Bunt still shown, fouled back, and that will go down as a strikeout for Dylan Faulkner. For the first out of the inning, Anthony Angelino has had himself a day thus far. The only guy in the game to knock in a run. 1 for 2 on the game. Also had a sacrifice fly back in the third. In his last at bat, he popped out to the second baseman, Burke. But has a runner on first now with 1 down. Breaking ball misses high and outside to Angelino. Pitch to Angelino, misses high for ball 2. Angelino with a .496 slugging percentage, on base percentage just at .410 on the season. He's knocked in 38 runs so far for the Hurricanes, as that is a ground ball too short. 6-4-3 double play as Faulkner doesn't allow the leadoff single to phase him at all. 4 up, 3 down for the Saints as they still trail by 1 through 7.5 innings of play. And we are back now for the bottom of the 8th inning. Garcia, Fitzgerald, Newland due to bat as the Saints look to get back into this ball game, trailing by 1. Dylan Faulkner still on the mound for the Hurricanes. Only 72 pitches through 7 full innings of work. 6 strikeouts, only 4 hits allowed as the Saints need to get something going here on offense. Garcia watches the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Garcia watches the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Garcia swings right through that pitch for strike 2. 1-2 count now to the Saints right fielder. Garcia on the day 0 for 2. Only batting .219 as he swings and misses for the strikeout. They have a pinch hitter for the Saints in the place of Bryce Fitzgerald.
Your attention, please.
Coy Phillips,
Pitch hitting for the Saints.
the freshman first baseman, stepping up to the plate for the Saints. Pitch from Faulkner drops in for a strike. Phillips on the year batting .161 as he watches a ball. Count be even now at a ball and a strike. Through 62 at-bats, only 10 hits for the freshman first baseman. 6 RBIs as that pitch drops in for a strike as well.
And it appears that
1-2 pitch just misses outside, even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count will be even now with 2s across the board as Coy Phillips swings right through that for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts as Dylan Faulkner continues to be dominant on the mound for the Hurricanes. Top of the lineup coming back around as Trey Newland looks to build off that little single that he hit back in the 6th, little dribbler up the third base line. That's 8 strikeouts for Donaldson as he gets Newland to go swinging in the sky for that fastball that was way out of the zone. Pitch to Newland. Misses outside to even up the count now at a ball and a strike. Breaking ball drops in. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Saints center fielder. That fastball misses high and outside. We've got 2s across the board now in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to the Saints center fielder Newland. Newland watches the ball in the dirt to load the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. It's grounded down the line and foul. No action in the bullpen for the Hurricanes, as it looks like they'll just keep letting Faulkner eat out on the mound. Only 81 pitches. barely over 10 pitches per inning for the Hurricanes starters. He strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 8th with a beautiful curveball, 3-2 to Trey Newland to get the Saints leadoff man down swinging. 3 up, 3 down. Saints will be back for the Hurricanes due to bat here in the top of the 9th inning momentarily. This is Jordan Fauci on the Peach Belt Conference Broadcasting Network. And we are back now with the top of the 9th inning. Saints still trail by 1 with Greg Wozniak stepping up to the plate. Faulkner still on the mound for the Saints after an efficient last inning of work. First pitch to Wozniak's going to miss outside. That pitch drops in for a strike to even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wozniak on the day 1 for 3 with a single back in the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed into the glove of Fiorenza. Count will now be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wozniak with a .444 slugging percentage, .317 on base. Payoff pitch from Faulkner in the dirt and down the 3rd base line. Evens up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way from Faulkner. Fouled down the 1st base line and out of play. Got some action in the bullpen for Georgia Southwestern. Brant Sundin, the redshirt sophomore from Lakeland, Florida. 2-way player, also plays the infield as well. Pitch misses in the dirt to fill up the count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sundin, the closer for the Hurricanes. 5 saves throughout the year as that ball is hit into the gap. Donovan Garcia ranging back will make the catch for the first out of the 9th. Reed Ragsdale coming up to the plate now. Ragsdale 0 for 3 on the day. flew out to right field in his last at-bat. Breaking ball misses high for ball one. That pitch misses in the dirt as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch swung on and missed. Count now be 2 balls and 1 strike to the Hurricanes left fielder. That pitch drops in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Count be even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ragsdale on the year batting just above 260. Payoff pitch from Faulkner. It's grounded directly into the ground and down the third base line, foul. Two pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed for the strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Faulkner, who's pitched well out of the bullpen for the Saints.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 26, Bryce Mortiaro.
Bryce Mortiaro stepping up. The designated hitter, 1 for 3 on the day with a double and a pair of flyouts as he swings through a fastball for the first strike of the at-bat. Fastball misses low and inside to even up the count now at a ball and a strike. Faulkner winds and the pitch. Breaking ball freezes Mortiaro for the second strike. Payoff pitch fouled back to the backstop as Mortiaro stays alive with 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Faulkner. Swung on and missed for the strikeout. Saints down to their final 3 outs if they can't get some offense going. This is Jordan Fauci on the Peach Belt Conference Broadcasting Network. Back in just a second with the bottom of the 9th. Faulkner still, yeah. He's a pitcher now? Oh, wow. And we are back now. Saints chasing 1 run down to their final 3 outs. Jared Donaldson still on the mound. Only 88 pitches, has been absolutely dominant on the mound. Only allowing 4 hits from Saints batters. Mason Gray stepping up to the plate for the Saints to kick this 9th inning off. Gray 0 for 3 on the day as he watches a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. That pitch is grounded down the line and foul as head coach Dave Barnett makes an athletic play in the coach's box over down the third base line. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way from Faulkner. Overthrew that one just a bit outside as the count will now be a ball and 2 strikes. That pitch is squibbed off the end of the bat. Back to Faulkner. Flip on to first will be in time. Saints down to their 2 last outs. However, can't have a better part of the lineup up right now. You got John Fiorenza and Jaden Ward, the last 2 scheduled batters.
Now batting, the catcher, number 7,
John Fiorenza on the day, 1 for 3, a strikeout, a single, and a ground out to the third baseman. Can come up huge for the Saints here. Fiorenza on the season, 4 home runs, leads the Saints. Also leads the Saints in doubles as well, as he gets on one past an outstretched dive from Tyler Skelton for a single. Would imagine a pinch runner would be on the way for the Saints here. Jaden Ward stepping up to the plate. Ward on the day, 0 for 3. However, on the season, batting just above .310.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 11, Jaden Ward.
That's the second hit of the day for John Fiorenza as he continues to tear the cover off of the ball. Jaden Ward swings through that first pitch. Breaking ball misses high and inside to even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the first of 3 games against Georgia Southwestern. Tomorrow will be at home at 5 p.m. here at Drysdale Field, and the finale as that ball is grounded to third. 5-4, throw to first will not be in time, but the Hurricanes get the second out of the inning as they cut down the lead runner Fiorenza at second. Luke Wellborn, the final out for the Saints. Wellborn on the day, 0 for 3 as well. Going to have a conference on the mound here. Does not appear to be a pitching change on the way. We have a couple corporate sponsors. Applebee's, free queso and chips the same night after a Saints victory. Academy Bus, we know the way. The Bailey Group, no matter where you want to go, we'll help you get there. Ameris Bank, savings for the expected or unexpected. Atlantic Dodge, proud supporter of Flagler Athletics. The Birchall & Company. Find your home today. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Evans Automotive, quality work at a fair price. And 5-Star Pizza, bigger, better, faster. Saints lose this game, they will now be tied in a 3. North Georgia and Young Harris will become tied for second. The Saints will drop down to third, tied with Georgia Southwestern at 11 and 8 in conference play. As that first pitch just gets the outside corner for strike 1. That pitch misses outside as well. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Saints first baseman. Wellborn on the year, 3 home runs, 32 hits to 133 at-bats. Only batting 241 on the season as that pitch misses outside as well. Steady diet outside pitches to the Saints' first baseman. 100th pitch of the day on the way to Wellborn. As that pitch is swung on and is going to get down for a single. Ward throws on the brakes and will remain at second. Beautiful piece of hitting there from Luke Wellborn. Steady diet outside pitches, just stuck the bat out there and went the same way. Just plopped that one over the head of the shortstop Hartfield. Runners on second and first for Matthew Burke. Burke's hit the ball hard today and is 2 for 3 on the season, or 2 for 3 on the day as well, with a pair of singles. Huge at bat here as the Saints trail 1 with a runner in scoring position. Dylan Faulkner still on the mound, still 100 pitches as he hits Matthew Burke to load the bases. And we got a ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. That one hit Burke high and inside. Tyler Keith up at the plate. The designated hitter's 0 for 3 on the day. A huge spot. Ward scores, ties the ball game up. You get that runner from second in Luke Wellborn, and that walks it off, ladies and gentlemen. Time's going to be called as the umpire chats with Faulkner, Jared Donaldson. First pitch on the way. In the dirt as Donaldson has been cruising all game. This is his first real test and couldn't come at a better time for the Saints. Down 1, bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning in a huge conference game. Donaldson steps off there, maybe a little rattled on the mound. Winds and the pitch. Hit down the line hard and deep and foul. Count will be even now at a ball and a strike to the senior designated hitter for the Saints. Pitch drops in for a strike on the outside corner. Faulkner staying on the outside part of the plate to every single Saints batter thus far this inning. Saints down to their final strike. That pitch misses outside. 2s all across the board here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Each team with 6 hits, bases loaded. Bottom of the 9th, Saints down 1. Tyler Keith awaiting the pitch. Swung on, fouled into the dirt as Keith stays alive. Payoff pitch on the way from Faulkner. He steps off after shaking off a couple of signs from the catcher, Wozniak. Wind and the pitch. Breaking ball misses high. Counts full now. A walk ties this ball game. Got to put something over the plate here to Tyler Keith. Lined and the pitch. Drops in for strike 3 as the Saints lose a heartbreaker. Keith does not agree with that call at all. 108 pitches, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts for Jared Donaldson as the Saints fall to third place in the Peach Belt Conference. Be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. with the second game of the series. This was Jordan Fauci along with John Jordan. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great rest of your night.